In 2005, Jason Statham, along with his longtime collaborator, Guy Ritchie, attempted to push his acting abilities to the peak. The result was a $7 million flop, Revolver, a movie that nearly killed his career. Or did it? Because Jason Statham was never meant to be an actor.
You know, I'm not an actor, really. I mean, I used to, work jewellery and pitch jewellery on the streets.
Did some modelling.
You're right. As a sportsman for years. I'm not really some thespian that can adopt and chameleon himself into different roles. I just got into this by, being at the right place at the right time. I was, working in the street, selling jewellery, and I got plucked from obscurity.
Statham was born in 1967 in Sherbrooke, Derbyshire, England. Now, for those of you who don't know where Derbyshire is, people don't generally sound like this.
Take a bag, come on, take a bag. I took a bag home last night, cost me a lot more than £10, I can tell you.
So why does Statham sound like that? Well, his young life was spent working in the London market and modelling. Yep, that is Statham in a Timberland outfit, modelling for, Timberland. And yep, that is Statham with hair and diving, because he was actually a diver for the Great British national team at the Commonwealth Games in 1990. Oh, what a different life he could have had.
Greg Lagani, down, double back twister, bangs his head in, textbook, lovely. Let's see it again. He boings down, up in the air, double back twister, comes down, bangs his head on the board and in, lovely. The judges surely will give him high marks for that.
Around about this time, he trained in both kickboxing and karate, whilst also working as a model and a diver, using them to stay fit and agile, and also dabbled in Wing Chun Kung Fu. But it just so happens that, like most of the stories in this series so far, fate was about to have its wicked way. Young and upcoming director Guy Ritchie, Britain's answer to Quentin Tarantino, was casting for his debut movie. He wanted real East End characters to give the film authenticity, and found out about Statham via his various connections in the industry. One audition later, and the two were on set working on this unexpected smash hit, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And amongst the ensemble cast, Jason Statham stood out as a star for the future, despite being just a supporting actor, which meant that when it came to Guy Ritchie's next movie, the cult smash hit, Snatch, Statham was immediately promoted to the lead role, and he did not waste the opportunity, anchoring the instantly quotable movie.
What's a gun doing in your trousers?
For protection.
Protection from what? The Germans?
Hey, man, come on, look at the size of this fella. Best your back's a little, can't you, sir? You look like a boxer.
In the quiet words of the Virgin Mary, come again.
But in neither movie was he the action star, per se. In Lock, Stock, there were some action scenes, but none of them really feature Statham. And in Snatch, well, Brad Pitt was the action star playing gypsy boxer Mickey. After this, he went on to make his first American movie, the low-budget Turn It Up, with Ja Rule. Yep, that Ja Rule.
Right around September 11th, Ja Rule was on MTV. That's what they said. We got Ja Rule on the phone. Let's see what Ja's thoughts are on this tragedy. Who gives a what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this? This is ridiculous.
And from that, he went on to make The Ghost of Mars with the legendary director John Carpenter. Now, Carpenter wanted him as the lead for this movie, but the studio said no and chose Ice Cube instead.
You got any fresh ideas?
Yeah, what we should have done in the first place.
Good to see that his acting skills have improved over the years. And then again, back to a supporting role alongside Jet Li in The One. And of course, this movie is an action movie again, but he doesn't really have many action scenes, again, per se.
Thought you were gonna kill me.
Just give me the chance, asshole.
Right. What did he say?
Said as his edge, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he on about?
What did he say?
The Transporter in 2002 was really the first time he got a chance to be the lead action star. And much like Snatch, he took the opportunity fully. No pun intended.
Oh, it was good, huh?
The movie was a surprise hit, making over $40 million on just a $20 million budget. After this was The Italian Job, again a supporting role alongside Mark Wahlberg and Charlize Theron.
Oh, my name's Becky, but it's written on my shirt. Listen, I'm gonna need your shirt and your truck. Perfect, I'll give them both to you. Would you like my virginity as well? If it's on the menu.
And then a little small cameo in this movie.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Don't worry about it.
You all right?
Enjoy LA.
So Jason Statham is now in the year 2004. His career is going really well. He's either a supporting actor in bigger movies or leads in very small movies, making money, working with some legends. But like all of us, he wanted more. Maybe if he couldn't be a massive leading action star, maybe he could go on and show the world what a great actor he was. And maybe his mate Guy Ritchie could show the world that he was more than just a cockney gangster director and could direct epic, thoughtful movies. Revolver was hyped as the one that would take both of them to new levels. A $27 million budget, Andre 3000, Ray Liotta, Mark Strong, huge press attention. This movie was a mess. A confusing Eastern philosophy, action cum psychological movie that's like watching a first-year film student's wet dream come true. 20 years on, and this movie still makes zero sense. Critics tore it apart, Statham got zero plunders for his performance, Guy Ritchie's career was basically ended by this movie. Well, maybe not. That might have been just before this movie with this mess of a movie.
Madam?
You blinded me!
So now you can bake the cake.
Anthony! Help me! Anthony!
But that's for another video. So Statham's big acting gamble did not pay off. What could he do next? Well, 12 months on, he had come back hard. And he came back good. Nope. I don't mean that. Pause. Crank. Now, what can we say about this movie? It's batshit crazy. It's absolute nonsense. It's loud, brash, and cranky. A typical 2000s movie, one may say. But with a $43 million box office and a budget of just $12 million, well, he was laughing.
I told you guys to be quiet.
And then Crank High Voltage, 3 years later, another ridiculous offering. With Bank Job and Death Race sandwiched between them, he was kind of on a road towards lead action movie stardom. It seemed like with the flop that was Revolver, it put Jason Statham into a whatever kind of mood. He was now on a relentless pursuit of taking whatever pushed his pay packet even higher. A pursuit for the artistic merit was gone. He went from making movies with directors like John Carpenter, the Hughes brothers, a prime Guy Ritchie, and a cameo with the legendary Michael Mann, to working with almost unknown jobbing directors who were making budget B-movies. So his next two budget B-movies were just about to turn him into one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Expendables in 2010 was a classic bit of B-movie nonsense. Next to Stallone, on which he is the secondary lead, it was a massive hit, taking home a worldwide box office of $274.5 million on a budget of about $80 million. Stallone, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Schwarzenegger, and the legendary Bruce Willis. Statham was now a big budget superstar. What a cast! And now Statham was, by proxy, part of this legendary lineup, even with having half the success they previously had. What a boost up and what a seal of approval from Stallone to put him in this movie. And then his cameo in 2013's Fast and Furious 6 was the final stamp on the envelope. Jason Statham was now a big budget action superstar. This was further heightened by appearing in the franchise's biggest grossing movie, Furious 7 in 2015. And it was after and around about this movie that he went from hit to hit. Hits like The Mechanic, Spy, The Meg 1 and 2, and the Fast and Furious spin-off, Hobbs and Shaw. And via his conscious choice of cutting out artistic movies and just starring in big budget trash, he has become one of the biggest action stars in the world. Now let's be straight. Along the way, he has occasionally dabbled into more serious roles, Hummingbird being one of them, and in this narrator's opinion, his best movie, The Wrath of Man, directed by his old mate, Guy Ritchie. Their first movie together since the disaster that was Revolver. The remake of the 2004 French movie Cash Truck kind of just went under the radar as it was released during the worldwide lockdown because of a disease called, but it is a slick, smartly directed and well-acted movie. Both Ritchie and Statham show incredible restraint behind and in front of the camera. If you haven't seen it, give it a try, it's definitely worth a watch. And it does also show that Statham does have some acting chops. I mean, he's no Daniel Day-Lewis, but I mean, no one is Daniel Day-Lewis, not even a shouty DiCaprio.
Look like I goddamn practiced. You're sitting there like a fucking baboon.
But he could easily do a dramatic role with the right director. And his future is looking bright with big action movies on the horizon, including Mutiny, directed by Greenland director Rich Roman Waugh. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with Statham being a full-blown action star, especially if you're bringing home the dollars to your wife, and your wife is her. Right, ratings time. For skills, well, weirdly enough, he's actually kinda stacked here. He knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he actually trains regularly in it, and holds a purple belt. Additionally, he's worked with professional MMA fighters and stunt coordinators, particularly once he was cast in The Transporter, and he does do a majority of his stunts in his movies. He even dived off a plane into the sea for Expendables. I have to low-key give him an 8 here, and I was not expecting to do that. For movies, well, none of his movies are actually highbrow, but he does have some real bangers, including Collateral, by default. I have to give him another 8 here, but maybe even a 9, as he has some incredibly high-grossing movies. For screen presence, it's his very screen presence that saw him go from a market worker to big-budget movie star. He always stands out when on screen and has done so since Lock, Stock. A strong 8 here. For versatility, well, let's be honest, out of everyone in this series, no one has flopped harder than Statham did in Revolver. Not many actors have a whole-ass movie to prove they're not versatile. I mean, regardless of his performance, which actually isn't that bad in that movie would have sucked anyway, so he can't be blamed too much. And he's actually pretty damn good in Snatch, a non-action movie. I'm going to give him a 7 here. Statham's legacy won't be as far-reaching as some of the other names we'll cover. Even Steven Seagal, a person who you may laugh at,
Steven Seagal, mega blockbuster hit movie, where he showed the world making good movies is probably hard,
has a bigger legacy, I'd say. But I'll be damned if he's not a great star within his own right. So for legacy, he's going to get a 7. And that's a final score of 39, which does put him at the bottom of the pile, which again, by the metric of the scoring system, seems fair. But who doesn't love a bit of Statham?
So it's not like I spent years honing how to do different accents or pretending how, working on my craft. That doesn't apply to me. So I accept what I'm good at, or I might not be good at any of it, but I accept what I feel that I'm confident at and just try and go with the flow in that direction,
Ooh.